Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm just popping in here to do a quick video on where I'm at in my budgeting and what the heck's going on because honestly, I screwed up May. I am not doing a results video because I can't even get the numbers close enough to figure out how to come up with the balance forward because I didn't pay attention to how much was in the bank account the night before, and I had to wait a few days before I could pay the expenses that I charged on my credit card because they were still pending from May going into June. So it kind of threw my numbers off and I'm overwhelmed a little bit because my husband just flew home, and so he is finally back from overseas. He's no longer deployed. He's a civilian contractor for the Navy. I never say what company he works for. I just say that he's a civilian contractor. There's several of them out there, so it could be any of them, but I know which one he actually works for. And so he's back and he's planning to never leave again. And so that is the goal where we're at. So no more overtime. I mean, we will have one or two more overtime adjustment things. We have one more overtime check full time, and then maybe some like travel claim stuff. So, and a paycheck. So I don't know if they're going to come in one or spread out between two. It just depends on the timing of everything and when everything gets approved. So, but trying to come up with this balance forward. So let me kind of show you the end of May and where I left off to show you that this $552.39 was not what I had balanced forward. So this number sounds right. I don't know why. But when I go here to the end of my Paycheck 3, which is my results, I thought it was off by $115, and I thought it was $253.43. I had everything written out right, but something just wasn't right. So what did I do? How do you recover from realizing you don't have all the correct information down in your planning for your expenses in your budgeting? How do you backtrack all that? Well, I did have to backtrack it. Let me see if I have my scribble notes. They're not very neat. But what I did was I took the actual bank account information, what is sitting in my checking account right now. This is what I have, $2,837.02. I subtracted what hasn't cleared. So anything written over here except for this one is all cleared. So my 158, and let me zoom you guys in a little bit on this so you can see this better. Hold on one second. Here you go. So 158 that I put into savings for next year's Roth IRA, I have that transferred. Mortgage came out, our tithing came out at 150 for Helping Hands, and we tithe the military retirement on that. And then that is all that's cleared except for this Navy cash. That was like a surprise thing, though this is kind of compensated with this Navy refund. So when my husband goes out on a ship, he has to pay for his own meals. The company reimburses us, but when he has to pay the ship out of our checking account, he has to do it in increments of hundreds, 100 or $250. So the smallest he can go was 100, and that's what he did. And then when the Navy reconciled his meals and what was charged for the last few days, they refunded $86.52. So that kind of offset each other. So that is there. My husband does start class again on June 6th, which is Monday. Today's Friday, June 3rd. And so I'm in the middle of all that right now. But yeah, and then so that's what that Navy cash is. This is just an adjustment because I realized looking back in May that there was a charge I was including in May that hadn't happened yet, and it didn't get billed and charged until June 1st. So that was $60 for my grass cutting guy, and it just didn't happen the way we thought it was going to happen. And then I was $1 off on one of my Visa the bills I have sent to our Visa. So there's that. And so I put that $1 in and added $60, and that's where we're at right now. I don't know if that number is right, but that's fine. And there were some other things that were fluctuating I didn't have in here that I had to adjust for as well. So I have that $2,837.02. And I have taken out all these blank areas, and then I included this number here, came up with a total $1,434.88, and then I subtracted out this section here, which is just our spending section, and then came up with a final number of $747.38. This is actually income minus all the expenses I project to come out. And this is to a penny what should be left in the checking account. So then I had to reverse engineer, how do I get my income, my expenses that I expect at $747.38. And the current actuals, not the actual actuals, the current actuals, because my spending is actually estimates. I could go up, I can go down over these numbers, and they won't exactly be these numbers when I get to the end of the paycheck period, which will be June 9th. I'm not doing a weekly check-in this week. I'm doing it next week, possibly, though June 9th is my son's birthday. So, I don't know. It doesn't look like it. So if I can, I'll try to do a screenshot or something, or a picture, and post it on Instagram and try to keep up with that way for paychecks and weekly check-ins and stuff like that. Because I just don't have time to film because we're getting ready to move. I'm packing, I'm cleaning, I'm doing all the things. So what I did was I took all this income right here that I already knew, the military retirement, VA disability, rent and dividends, and then that Navy refund. I totaled that up. That's what this number is. And then I total up total expenses, which is all this right here. And so that was total expenses. And then what was left over here in the actual checking account. And when I added these two together, actually just ignore that number. That's not what I thought it was. Anyways, I took my total expenses and then total leftover. I totaled them together. So that gave me the total I should have had, realized I had at the beginning of the month. And then I took that number and I subtracted it from, I forgot what I did. I was on a roll there. This is so funny. This is what I needed for income. Oh, no, I did need this number. I took this number and subtracted that number because this was the total income I knew and planned to come in, or, all these right here. I did not know what my balance forward was. So in order to figure that number out, I took this number, which is this number here, and then I subtracted it from this number here. And that's where I got the $552.93. And I will double check that with you guys here and make sure I'm thinking right. So $5,236 minus the $4,683.07. And that was that number there. So $552.93. That is where I got my actual balance forward. And so I was off by a few $100s when I finished with March, and that's why I'm not going to show you the closeout of March because, it was that far off. Now I do have to put this. No, I do have this in my monthly budget, and I'll zoom out for that a little bit. Hold on one second, and here we go. So my monthly budget is laid out. I have everything written down. I have that new balance forward. I pray that I don't have to adjust it again, but thankfully these are erasable pens and I can just erase it and it'll be fine. Or I have my trusty whiteout. So, there are ways of correcting my mistakes. And so my husband does VA education. He's on his last 2 classes for his master's degree. That money should be coming in, not this paycheck period, but maybe next paycheck period. So I'm going to leave that there. I put the Navy cash refund. So any changes I have to make, here in paycheck 1, like this Navy cash here, I have to make it here. This, as far as Visa bills, I will get the actual after I do all the paychecks, and then I'll make the adjustment here. So that won't be a problem, because this is just an estimate for the month, and then I go back and tally the actuals, and that's not a problem. So this is all that's cleared so far for the first few days of June, and this is kind of a weekly check-in if you want to know what I have done. Let's see. Well, here's my credit card log, and maybe this is something you'd be interested in. So all my spending and a handful of bills goes to my credit card, and I log them as they happen. So I finished this earlier, had a couple of groceries. This one I actually split. It's supplements that I normally would get at the grocery store. I just ordered them through Amazon because I just didn't feel like going to the store. And then I got my son some Legos. He can hear me across the other way. So graduation birthday Legos. He turns 18 on the 9th of June, and then he graduates high school on the 16th of June. So yeah, it's that time. It's crunch time. We're in the last 13 days of high school, and forever he will be graduated, and I am so proud of him. He's amazing. Purple means bills that I have auto drafted out on the credit card. I did pick my husband at the airport at the parking lot, paid for parking. It was $3, and then I made a payment for May's expenses. See, this is what I balanced forward in May. That I knew for sure, and then I made a payment. So now I'm only working with expenses that I actually charged in the month of June. I always try to clear out this one if I have to carry it over after the 1st, even though my credit card due date is like the 24th of every month. I pay so frequently through the month that I don't really have, like, I think maybe $20 is the minimum payment I have to pay because I carried something over. But because I make $500 payments and $200 payments, regularly, it just pays for it, and it's not that big a deal. And so I haven't had an interest charge in 2 years, but I had to discipline myself for 3 years before I could get to this point where I was comfortable doing this. And I just did it slowly. First, it was just a year of me putting bills on and paying it off, putting bills on and paying it off at the end of the month. Now I'm adding my spending and figuring out the points and gaining about $50 or so a month, maybe a little more. I haven't really paid attention, so and I only put things on here I know that are worth putting on here. If there's a fee charged, that's not worth the points because I cash out the points. For like a utility bill, sometimes there are fees attached if you use a credit card. I won't do that. I will pay through the bank. Not a problem there. But that is kind of where I'm at there. So this is my little pop-in. Here's my transaction logs of every time I purchase something in the specific category. We haven't done a lot of moving expenses yet. My husband just got home. I gave him, I forgot to zoom back out. Hold on. Like I was saying, my husband just got back home from being gone for a long time. So now that he's back, I'm giving him a couple of days to recuperate, get his laundry done, get his stuff put away. And then by next week, we're meeting with realtor, we're meeting with this person and that person, and we're working and doing and having all the things done. So, but I do have my daily transaction logs as well as my weekly, which I keep over here. I keep pages in between because the ink can smear, and I forgot to leave one here. But yeah, the same transactions you saw over here is right there. And I don't put the bills on this one. I put the bills on my other calendar. And then I do have my weekly check-in set up. I will be taking pictures and posting those on Instagram because I don't have time videos for that. But if I pop on and do a video, I will do a flip through of my month, and that's what I'm going to call these flip throughs of this month's budget. So that's basically where I'm at. I've already pre-done and shown this in a video, all the budgeting for the weeks coming ahead. And then, yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. Here's the calendar with the purple is the bills that I put on the Visa, and things have come in and out, and our grass was cut here. So we will see them again, or we should see a bill hopefully by this weekend, and I can get it paid before, the next payday and things like that. No clear, we'll see. yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. I did mark vacation. We're not necessarily going anywhere. It's just my husband took time off for work, and this is just a way for me to visually see, and something I look at every day with all my other planners, what is next. So this is what I have here. Now, if you are interested, I do sell these budget sheets in my shop on Etsy. And then I also have, and since I'm a digital shop, I don't have to stop my shop, but I may have to put it on vacation hold until I get to my next location. But I do have this already ready to go. I just got to get it uploaded into the shop. And I am really excited about this. This is really, really cool. The monthly bills, budget and bills. I have them in order. I just don't have them punched yet. That's what my monthly budget will look like. I just think the colors turned out really, really good. And there's Paycheck 2, Paycheck 1. And yeah, I just love how these turned out. So I am really happy. Oh, it goes this way. I was like, wait, I'm already lost. Oh, I'm helpless right now. Too many things going on. So if you see me this month, say hi in the comments. And if you have questions about my move or anything going on, or just want to let me know that you're supporting and still hanging in there with me, I would love to hear that. These are just my budget sheets for next month. In July, our house goes on the market July 1st, I think. I'm not sure yet, but when it does, it'll be on the market. And then there's another calendar, and there's my weekly check-in. I think that turned out really, I love all the color here. I love it. Now, if you're curious, if you watch or you are familiar with Sarah Marie stickers, this is actually a design pattern she had in one of her washies. And I will be using them in one of my planners. I've stopped doing plan with me's, but I hope to make time this weekend to do a reel or stories or something on Instagram, kind of flip through or a video flip through without talking, just music, of my planner for my A5 Rings agenda and my hourly, but I haven't quite gotten there yet. So I don't know if I'm going to get that done. But I'm hoping to. And then I have my compact vertical, and I have finally received my Erin Condren haul. And I'm really excited about that. And I haven't figured out how to share that yet. And then some more Sarah Marie stickers and the compact vertical. So if I can do all that in the month of June at some point, yeah, that would be great. I would love to share those things with you. After that, I'll probably really slow down in July and in August, and then September, hopefully be back and settled in my house, wherever that is, and ready for the next adventure. I mean, I am so surprised. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe to my channel. I have other content. If you want to look at some of my other budget videos, that would be great. And you can see, if you're trying to figure out how to work them, you can see how I do them on a regular basis. And I hope you have an amazing and blessed day. And I will hope to talk to you soon again. Bye.
Your heart is gonna find a way. Don't you worry now about setting love free. Yeah, that's when you